Hello, welcome to the channel, and I'm George. This is part 2 of the Regentone Ultra 99, which we looked at in the last or so video, and what's happened since. Right, well, on the bench you can see that this is what you saw the last time, although it had a big wooden box round it. I've taken the box not apart, but I've taken the record deck out of the box, and I did take the chassis out of the cabinet, and it's quite straightforward to get the chassis out. How I'm going to get the dial cord back on is going to be probably a subject in itself. So if you can imagine, what you saw was, this was where the controls were on this side, the speaker was here, this is the bottom of the chassis, the tuning knobs were on this side, and the wooden box went round it like that. Now we looked at the bottom, and that was, as we saw, quite sort of full of waxy caps. Here's the chassis laid down now so that you can see it, and it's got dust and some very sticky substance on it, and I know exactly what that sticky substance is. It's the beeswax from those capacitors finally melting. The valves are all in place still, and I haven't taken them out. This is exactly how it's come out of the cabinet. Now, as you can see, we have the controls are dirty and dusty, and they'll need a clean up to bring them back. The transformer is covered in dust, the coils are covered in dust. This capacitor could or could not be good. I will have to check on that. The valves all light up. We know that the rectifier is working. We know that the power stage is working because we're getting the sound from the record deck. We weren't getting any hum, so I'm not too worried about the main filter capacitor. That's nice and straightforward. The motor is fed separately to these contacts here, direct from the on-off switch, which is up here. Generally, it just needs a good clean-up. As you see, the capacitor for tuning is quite free-flowing. It could do with a bit of lubrication, which I'll give it. Bit of a clean-up, bit of a dust down. What I wanted to do was check which side was the hot side. And in this case, let's have a look. So I've connected the incoming lead from the 2-core cable to the on-off switch, and from the on-off switch it disappears underneath, goes to the transformer and does its thing. Let's attach this to the plug and see. Now this side is neutral, okay, and this side is live. Let's just check that again. Oh, there we go. So whoever wired this up either did it by pot luck or they did it from day one. They actually put the positive to the switch, which means that the chassis should have been at neutral all the time, but it's something you just don't take chances on. So we know that the switch was wired right in the first place, and I don't actually have to mess around with the mains plug, although I might tighten it up a little bit. I don't really want to remove the original cable at this point, because there's no point unless I'm going to run an earth cable from here to the chassis, and I don't want to do that until I've checked the schematic to see whether that is actually a viable thing, because if the chassis is floating at neutral, I don't want to change that. I'm going to take the tubes out at this point, and I'm going to run them through my tube tester, because the radio not working could be down to a bad tube. So let's put those over there. Let's take the rectifier out. There we go. And what did I say? Well, I did say it was going to be an EZ80 or an 81. Well, it is. It's an EZ80. So that's good. Right, so yeah, we know that's good. First thing to look at, I suppose, is this switch and see if there's anything broken, and it doesn't appear to be. This is the switch that changes between gramophone and the radio section. Everything still has the original inspection red varnish over the top. So this hasn't been played with. This capacitor should be fine, but I'll check it. And to start with, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to check a few resistor values. So let's bring the meter in. Just check that we're there. Right, 0.3 is the default, so okay. Let's just check the values of some components. Now this is 223, so 2200, 22k, what am I talking about? 22k resistor. $24.3. Okay, let's have a look at this one between there and there. 330k. Well, that's reading 333k. That's okay then. Should be 470k, and it's 550k. This one that's got hot here looks like a 27k. I think it's sitting at 29k. Another 470, 450 that one measures in at. So it's sort of 50-50 on these resistors really. We could check these coils are actually good. 17 ohms that side, so all of those appear to be good, those IF cans. All of the coils don't seem to be broken there. So it's just the tuning coils now, and I can't see that all of them would be broken. One may be, which would give us one band less, but not two. So I'm leaning towards possibly a tube going down or a capacitor failing due to age. I think the reality is I'm going to have to start the cleanup and we'll go from there. That's part 2. We'll see you in part 3. Don't forget to click subscribe if you haven't already, and the bell icon so that you'll get notification of the next part of this series. And also click the like button if you like the video. If you don't, tell me why you don't. Don't just click thumbs down, just tell me what I've done wrong. And also I'm going to wish you all the best, and hopefully you'll come back and we can all have fun together playing with this radio. See you again guys, take care.